Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. We have a rare war video sighting on this channel, and I don't make these that often, but this was kind of a special war. It was the first war that my alliance VACC, the Very Angry Cows Coalition, was in Tier 2. This is the expert map, the same map that you see all those Masters alliances fighting. Harder nodes, bigger health pools, usually better placed defenses overall. And we are basically competing for platinum rewards for the first time in, at least since I've been here. I don't know if it's the first time in the history of the Alliance that they've gotten platinum potentially. But yeah, we're doing great, kind of suffering from success. The rating keeps going up and now we're in Tier 2. And I ended up taking a 10 fight war, which is something I don't do that often, but things just really lined up with both Cassie and Silk and Toad. These are all rank 4 champions, but they're able to kind of punch up and get it going. I did boost for this war just because I was kind of feeling a little spicy and wanted to take a lot of fights and experience sort of the pressure and that sort of feeling of those like high tier wars that I used to do. And it definitely felt like that. It went down to the wire, to the point where I think we only won by a couple deaths, and yeah, it was pretty exciting. So we're starting off with this Mangog. You'll find in this sugar pill type season that the path 5 nodes are pretty good placements for a lot of the most annoying defenders with sugar pill, simply because all of these nodes have some form of removing debuffs, whether it's the ebb and flow itself or this has the right back at it, which makes them go fully debuff immune. And so you just have to kind of keep on top of it and know that your damage is going to suffer a little bit. Make sure that you are keeping on top of the knockdowns to get damage. And, you know, in the case of this Mangog, we also know that we need to watch out for when he gets his rage stacks up to 10. And overall, we're just playing it safely, going a little bit slower than you would normally see Silk because she's not able to freely land those stuns, and he goes down with no issues. So I feel like any decay type science champion would be fine there. You just know it's going to be a little slower. So now I don't know if this is my Toad war debut or not, but I ended up using Toad for 3 fights, which is pretty awesome. I really like Toad, especially against skill champions. He's definitely like a specialist in that regard. And this Hitmonkey has been placed on path 5 for like years. I feel like I see this guy here so often. And normally I'm not too scared to take him with sort of any champ just because I kind of know how to fight Hitmonkey. But you can see here when he purifies our paralytic poisons, they turn into passives, which do tick for quite a lot. And, you know, the danger here is we just have to watch out to not punish these heavies by accident. And, of course, when you knock him down, bad things usually happen. So we're just kind of playing it safe and baiting the special ones as best we can. They did place him with recoil, which means if we get hit, it's going to hurt really badly because he's almost definitely going to crit when he hits us. So this is just one of those, like, if you make one mistake, you die type fights. But we do finish with close to 100% health, and he goes down no issue there. So that's the end of section 1. Moving on to section 2, we have, again, 2 pretty difficult sugar pill type defenders here. We have Spidey Supreme, and this is also, again, I don't think it's my debut, but I barely ever use Cassie. One of our players has an ascended rank 5 Cassie, and he just happened to not be in this war. You know, we do 2 BGs, so people swap in and out. So I ended up taking this Spider-Man, and I absolutely played this thing totally wrong, and you're going to see why. I do have some good Cassie fights later, but here we go into the power stings, and like I mentioned, there's a few problems here, right? Sadist node means that if we get hit, it's just gonna hurt really badly because he has increased attack per debuffs on him. He does not play into our miss at all there. So now my power stings are falling off. They're about to all get purified yet again because the ebb and flow is about to end. So, you know, essentially what we have going on here is she is buff immune. So I could have been playing this a lot safer. In fact, I could probably even just get him down with basic hits, knowing that, you know, we will get the slow, we will get the, what's it called? The There won't be any sugar pill because we're not only decay, but we are buff immune completely. None of his miss and anything like that's going to happen. So I just need to reset my brain here because we got hit with the Sadist node. It took off a ton of our health. I know that he's pretty low. I know the special 3 is not something that you normally use with Cassie. Like, it doesn't really add anything. But essentially, if we can just manage to, well, I was going to say bait the special 2, but we just went for it and got him down. So that was about as ugly of a fight as you could ever see. Her utility into that was just the buff immunity. If we had just played into that more and not tried to be fancy, we would have not had to use potions later. But alas, that's where we stand. You'll see some better Cassie gameplay in a minute. Now here's a pretty tricky fight. I most recently made a how to fight Absorbing Man video, and this is one of the hardest placements for him. It's got Mighty Charge, and it's got the Ebb and Flow protection on it, and there's not really a lot that can get through that protection. So we really need to stay on top of punishing his specials and alternating the special attacks so that he never refines his forms, he never gets massive regen. We take a heavy to the face there. We do land an intercept, and now we're going to try to punish this special 2. Okay, so his forms are dead. Now we should try to throw this special 2, but we actually go to the special 3. I don't know if I did that on purpose or not. But this is going to lead to sort of her like classic damage rotation. I'm just pretty sure that we're not going to be able to kill him during this, so we have to be a little careful. Yeah, I didn't really do that right, did I? And the other thing is the protection is up, so that still did a ton of damage because we had the 2 Furies, but because the protection was up, and I think I just didn't want to give him too much power. I wanted to kind of play into how you fight Absorbing Man a little bit more than like how to nuke with Silk. I don't know if that was a mistake or not, but either way, he's under 50% health. We are staying on top of his forms. That time I felt like the spacing was a little off, and we unfortunately have the protection up here, and we didn't reset the regen, so we lost a little bit of progress. This should be a nice clean, yep, we get rid of his form there. He did the like light attack quick draw there, and we got smacked a little bit. Of note is that we are boosted, and the Inequity Mastery is for sure helping us here. That combo didn't do that much damage, which really helped us. So we really have to get this Magma form canceled here, and spacing looks good. We get the heavy off, and now he's back up to 35% again. So like, you know, we're in a little bit of trouble here because we've lost our rhythm, and we don't have the protection down, so we need to find a way to land an intercept. We have to get rid of this Uru form, and there we whiff on the heavy, so now he's just regenning all the way back. He's going to go above 50%. Okay, there's our intercept. We land the Striker, and we have to be a little careful again because of power management. So here we go. He's regenning. We land this heavy. So we're back to 40%. We're back to 40%. We have the Ebb and Flow on cooldown. So this is going to stun him. We can do a good chunk of damage here, and then hopefully just bring it over the finish line. But man, I was a little stressed in this fight, especially as somebody who made the How to Fight Absorbing Man guide. I did not want to mess this up. This is not the best counter in the world for sure. I've taken this with Spot before, and it's been a little bit smoother. Obviously, Human Torch works absolutely fine here. But yeah, now not only are we sort of running out of time, we're under 2 minutes left, but we also took a chunk of our own health off just by playing a little bit fast and loose with the intercepts and doing something unsafe there. Even through the protection, that special 2 did a ton of damage. So now I'm finally feeling like we've got this. As long as he throws this special 2, we almost got hit by the heavy there. That scared me a little bit. 90 seconds remain. This is going to be a race to the finish. Please throw it. He throws it. He's regenning a little bit, but we cancel it out. And we need to land an intercept or figure out some way to get this last 13% off before he regens it all back. If he procs a regen at 10% health, it's going to heal him back to like 50. So I'm really hoping that this special kills him, and it does, even through the protection. So wow, Silk is a great champion. That wasn't a really good matchup for her. Fortunately, we know how to fight Absorbing Man. Watch the video, and yeah, exciting one for sure. And we forced the counter, we made it work, and boom, he goes down. So now we're going to take a ton of mini bosses. This America Chavez compared to that Absorbing Man is going to be a walk in the park. We're going to heal up. We're fully boosted. And yeah, this node, I think, I don't even remember which node this is. I wasn't really paying attention. But yeah, we got the Ebb and Flow heavy. So this one, you know, would be on the lane that we were taking in the past when lane 5 used to have this mini boss. So it's kind of a similar fight with the right back at it. It's another really good placement for Sugar Pill defenders because, you know, she's not going to be allowing us to get these debuffs. We got to watch out for these prowess. The good thing about Silk is we do get one sort of mulligan if we mess up a special 2. We basically get like a free dodge off of it, so that's nice to have. We're hoping that she's just going to continue to throw her special 1s. There we try to do a backdraft light and she just like throws the heavy in the air. That's so typical America. And we bait the special 1 again. All right, we get the protection down. She goes debuff immune. There are withers right in our kit so that we don't really have to worry about her dimensions too much. The withers will cancel those out, so that's a little helpful here, but she is quite interested in throwing lots of heavies at us. We do need to bait a special 1. Here we go. We don't want to accidentally trigger our evade because we need that just in case she gets the special 2. And yeah, this is not a cooperating America Chavez. I think Quicksilver would probably be a better counter here. But again, we had Silk. I don't have a ranked up Quicksilver. So now we get to this point where I'm really hoping this special 2 does a nice chunk. It kind of doesn't because the protection was up. Here we go. We get our free evade. And yeah, I tried to manually do it, but the ability itself helped us the rest of the way. That is one of the reasons why Silk is so good. So we were able to capitalize on that ability right there. Here we just throw a special 1 into the protection just to take as much health off as we can. Debuff immune again, keeping control of her prowess, land a cheeky intercept, and she goes down. So yeah, man, that's a good placement too. These people know what they're doing. They're putting them in all the right places. So next up, we're going to move over to Nick Fury on Scared Stiff node. I think this is one of the most common placements for Nick Fury of all time. This was the old node 23 where, you know, it's got the bubble shield as well. So, you know, if you're taking a bunch of special 1s in a block, he's going to go unblockable and all that. And the second phase is really the scary thing here. So that's why I'm bringing Toad, because Toad has a way to either really reduce or completely eliminate the second phase. If you can end up with between 5 and 9 of your active poisons, then they'll convert to passives and basically kill him. But it is a little bit of threading the needle. It is far from automatic. So we're mostly throwing special 1s and we're just kind of watching our poisons. We can always land a heavy if we need to remove some. That time I allowed the passive stun to happen because he wasn't even at 50% health yet. So there's no reason to start trying to thread the needle for our poisons. The fight's very in control. Against skill champions, he's just so powerful. And here we go, another special 1. So we're in a good spot now. We have 6. We want it to be between 5 and 9. I may need to land a heavy attack just to be safe. I don't want to absolutely kill him yet. But I'm pretty sure that if I throw a special 1 here, it will kill him, and that's not bad. We get to 4, so he only regens up to like 35%, and then the poisons will sort of tick him the rest of the way. We do get rooted one time, but it's not the end of the world. We actually baited that bubble shield really well. I don't know if that was an accident, but we did dex at the right time to not deal with the unblockable, and I think because of that, that's why we finished that fight so cleanly. So I'd like to say I completely skilled that bubble shield counter. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I'll give myself credit because it all worked out. It was pretty nice. So here's an interesting one. Weapon X. Normally you would not want to use Cassie for this because when he misses against somebody, he goes unstoppable, which is a huge pain. But we do have access to the slow debuff. So what we're going to need to do is make sure that we knock him down and make sure that there is a slow on him before we start doing any kind of Cassie stuff. If this was not the decay season, this would absolutely not work. But she's going to be able to counter hazard shift. So we land a heavy and we don't get a slow. So we need to do that again. And I'm not in my head, I'm like, wait, did I do something wrong? But here we go in the corner. We do get the slow. So now we're somewhat in control. We will not be able to have, we won't have to deal with any unstoppable. He's in berserk mode, so he's going to start being aggressive, and we just want to start landing these power stings. They're very bad, very bad. I can't even tell you what happened there. We just missed the decks. I probably should have dueled this a little bit more, but now we're getting in a rhythm where we're landing the poisons. We're extending the duration of our debuffs, and you know, if we can keep it around like 20 or 25, there we completely miss the spacing again. Fortunately, we're just healing off of these debuffs. That's the huge thing about Decay. But now we got him right where we want him, right? He's at 20 debuffs. He's going to keep refreshing them because he's so aggressive with his AI. There we go. We're at 22 now. We're going to land a special 1, put the taunt on him. And, you know, Despair does not really stop his healing, but he is throwing enough specials that the Power Stings are just doing what they need to do. And hopefully one more special will take him down. We got 24 Power Stings now. Will this be enough? Not quite. So we get him down with basic hits. Not bad, not bad. That's my first time ever doing that matchup. Definitely could have been better. Learning a lot about Cassie. Do not watch my channel if you want pro tips on Cassie. I am by far not a professional with her. However, when it comes to Toad, I think I know what I'm doing. Here's a pretty scary placement. We've seen this for seasons and seasons over and over again. The power efficiency is brutal for Kingpin, especially if there's going to be some kind of miss and falter in the fight. However, fighting Kingpin with Toad is just like a dream. Anytime he purifies, we're going to get a prowess. He's going to get a nice chunky passive poison on him. And, you know, the name of the game here is to stay aggressive enough, not make mistakes, bait the special 1, watch out for the falter, and just, you know, try not to get hit. But things kind of spiral here. It's a pretty tricky fight. Like right there, the falter hit us at just the wrong time. So we're cornered, have to deal with being in the corner, and we don't want him to get to a special 2 because that's kind of game over in a way. So there, we recovered from a mistake a little bit. Throwing the special 1 there. So we're up to 12 prowess, right? And this is all just reaction time. This is all about reaction time. There's not really much else in terms of strategy. We just have to like be very aware of what he's doing. We got intercepted there. He is ticking away pretty fast. We have a falter on us, so we got to be careful. And there we bait the special. Really good AI manipulation there, in my opinion. And we're just going to go for the YOLO finish here. Hopefully with 12 prowess, the special 1 would kill him even if the combo didn't. And there it goes. So yeah, that is just using a really good mutant against the skill and just playing against the node. We went for the champion counter there, not the node counter, and it paid off. Kingpin goes down. Now this has been one of the more classic placements in Sugar Pill. If you watch a lot of the, you know, the top folks that are in Masters War, you see this fight almost every war. It's really tricky, but the nice thing about having buff immune is that he'll never go unstoppable. So that's one really nice thing. Because, you know, you have to deal with the brute force and everything like that. And then the other thing is if there are enough debuffs on him, which there should be for the entire fight, then we will never take damage back from his special 1 damage reflection. So I start with the power start 1. There, I was hoping that he would run into our heavy and he just didn't. So we got a little lucky and just let it go. And that's how that works sometimes. But yeah, here, the name of the game is bait the special 1, and then don't worry about hitting into him after, because it's totally fine. We're not going to take any damage back. That's how Decay works. So the special 2 is the one that we don't really want him throwing, because if he does that, he's going to go into his miss phase. So we're just going to keep going for the special 1. Note that he's poison immune, so we can't get our extension. There, Inequity Mastery plus the taunt just really saved us from taking a significant amount of damage. Even with that big combo, it didn't hurt that badly. So we're at 300 of our PIM charges, so just hoping we can land a couple more power stings. Mine is not max sig. I don't think we can get over 34 power stings, but we just lose them all, so that's a huge drag. We have to build up once again. We've already used our single special 1, so we don't have access to that anymore. There he throws it again. So now we're building up again. We're at 18. That's a good enough number. Use the relic there. I think I should use a heavy here, but I didn't. So fortunately enough, he does throw it for us, which is good times. Again, I should use the heavy here. Hopefully I do it. Watching it back, I'm not a big fan of the way I'm playing right now, but okay, now we're rolling. We got 25. Now we got 26. We have plenty of our PIM energy, so there we go. We let him hit into us. Now we're close to our max. We got 32. So if we just are able to continue this cycle like 1 or 2 more times, he should be good to go. We do a backdraft intercept. We get to our max. If he throws this, he should die, and he does. 40k, power sting. And I feel like we got better with Cassie as this war went on, learned a thing or two, and we got that tricky Mysterio down. Feeling pretty good about that. First time fighting him there. And then finally, we have Rintra Boss, who is arguably one of the easier fights here. You know, he has no way to mitigate any damage from power stings. He does have, like, you know, crit resistance and armor, I think, and definitely has energy resistance. But power stings are just direct damage, and he's going to be just throwing so many special ones. We have the access to the slow. We're going to be knocking him down a lot, and it's just a really good fight for Cassie. So this one should go well, and then we should be able to finish up our war with 10 fights. All deathless today, which was great. And as I said, we did end up winning this war, which again is so phenomenal. Like, the Alliance has just been playing so well, and it's really fun to see. Like anybody, we're pretty tired of war, and going into the final week, we're definitely looking forward to the break. But there has been some fun moments, and even in the tier 2 wars that we fought where we've lost, I think people have learned a thing or two. And then when we go back to tier 3, because we're right on the line, I feel like we're in a really good position to win, and that's how we're going to hopefully finish in platinum. So you're seeing him just throw lots of special ones. There is a way for me to be holding heavy after his special one. There we got a little lucky. The AI just doesn't always cooperate. We refresh at 26. We want to get to 34 at the SIG level that I have, where that is the max. Notice we do have access to poison in this fight, unlike the Mysterio. So if we do the light ending combo, we're going to be in good shape. So again, I kind of like wimped out in terms of like holding the heavy there. We knock him down. We get to 29 power stings. There is a way to punish the end of the special one, kind of like that. So now we're up to 30. He throws again. Everything's going well. We got everything lined up here. We're going to do a light ender to get the poison back on, throw the special one. And we're pretty close to max. Looking at all of our currency, it's fine. We got 300 of the PIM particles, or of whatever the green thing is, and then we used our 6 PIM particles to get another poison. He's got 33, so we're getting close to our max. Hasn't thrown a special 2 yet, which is always nice. We wanted to keep throwing the special 1s. Push him over a bar again with the max amount. They refresh, 40% health. Now we're gonna use the relic, and he goes unstoppable. That's our fault. We did not keep on track of the slows, so we do need to find a way to knock him down here, and we do. There's no more power stings that we can put on, so we're just kind of gonna go into the special one here, get another fresh taunt. We do have a nice slow, so that won't happen again. Yeah, that happens when he gets 10 mystical charges, but we do have the slow, so we're in good shape. There, a nice stand-up intercept. He throws it again, under 25%. So even with this, you know, really good counter here, we're edging on the 3-minute fight mark here already, because I only have a rank 4. She's pretty much max boosted. So yeah, these tier 2 health pools, man, are pretty big. It's something that I definitely don't miss from when I was in SSX, I'll say that much. But he's getting close. We're going for the 3-minute kill here. Can we get him going? We may need to do a cheeky intercept, throw a special one more refresh taunt, and that's enough. So there he goes. We did a 10-fight war. 68% damage from the power stings is pretty wild. As I said, huge props to our team. We ended up winning this war. It was a real fun one for me, 10 fights. And yeah, like I said, we're aiming for Platinum 4. Really good job to VACC. Thanks for checking out this long war video. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. I don't put these out that much, but there were just so many cool fights that I had to make a video this time. So thanks for checking it out, and I'll catch you in the next one.